dawn from the thatch and stone. Green buds wake in the hedge, and the creek sings underbone. I saw a daisy bow by the old well in the lane, and three small birds in a row flung silver into the rain. Hark now, the year turns soft, hear the damp earth wave. Boots on the plank floor shift as the warm breezes break. Spring is coming home, spring is coming home, spring is coming home.
Down at Ironmark farm, a storm came off the bog.
Fairies in the thorn,
Green teeth at the gate, and mud on every log.
Lift your cup, my dear,
But Hetty at the porch trail, with a broom and iron pan, said, if you want my yard, boys, come take it if you can. Her son had a splitting maul, her daughter had a pole. The goblins came in snarling for the hens and beetroot roll. They leapt up through the nettles, they clambered up the stairs. But Hetty raised a lantern and laughed right in their ears. Then the young girls in the house started singing clear and high, through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole old beams replied, and every goblin footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, drive them from the yard. For the mark, strike them hard, strike hard. Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. For the mark, let the cowards run and hide. The first one slipped on turnip peel, the second caught the rake, the third met son and daughter and learned what iron makes. They tumbled through the mud bank like sacks in a threshing round, and the girls inside kept singing till even the rafters rang out proud. Then the young girls in the house started singing clear and high, through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole beams replied, and every goblin footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, drive them from the yard. For the mark, strike them hard, strike hard. Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. For the mark, let the cowards run and hide. By dawn the lane was empty, the crows went back to sleep. The broken pots lay shining where the goblin boots did creep. Then the teenage girl took saddle, with her hair still pinned in braids, and rode hard to the village green, through morning's cold gray haze. To arms, for the mark, to arms, strike them hard, Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. To arms, for the mark shouted wide. came off the bog. Green teeth at the gate and mud on every log.
The frost is out the door, gone from the fashion stone. Green buds awake in the hedge, and the creek sings under the bone. I saw a daisy bow by the old well in the lane, and three small birds in a row flung silver into the rain. Hark now, the ear turns soft, hear the damp earth wake. Boots on the plank will shift as the warming breezes break. Spring is coming home, spring is coming home, spring is coming home, let it come. Fairies in the thorn, fairies in the thorn, dancing in the sun, children sing along. Lift your cup, my dear, the dark days are done. Spring is coming home. Petals in his hair, and the miller's daughter whirled like she was made of air. Hark now, the ear turns sweet, hear the rafters hum. Every heart in the hall knows the blossom time has come. Spring is coming home, spring is coming home, spring is coming home, let it come. Fairies in the thorn, dancing in the sun, children sing along. Lift your cup, my dear, the dark days are done. Spring is coming home. When the last snow melts in the ditch beside the road, we'll set out bread and song for the shy folk from the wood. May every barefoot field wear a wreath of yellow flame, and every little heart remember its own name. Spring is coming home, spring is coming home, spring is coming home, let it come. Fairies in the thorn, fairies in the thorn, dancing in the sun, children sing along. Lift your cup, my dear, the dark days are done. Spring is coming home. Spring is coming home.
Alrighty then, let's see. Hey, Now, for those of you that remember what we're doing, the first question is, hey! For those of you that remember what we're doing, the first question is, can you hear me? Because, you know, that's just the way things are. But, hopefully you can hear me. It's good to see everyone. Alright, so we are working on something called... hang on, I'm going to make it so I'm not... There, now I shouldn't be echoing, but I'm also not, You else can't hear me. Well, that's great. That's just freaking great, isn't it? Okay, so we gotta figure out how to make it so it's not echoing. How about that? Nope. How about that? Nope. How about that? Nope. How about that? Nope. How about that? That should be working. Shouldn't hear an echo now with any luck. But it looks like it's not going. Oh, it's 12. Okay. Let me know if it's. Let me know if it's. If it's popping up on. You hear an echo now. Hopefully not. Okay. So, as I was saying, welcome back to Ironmark. Okay. Those of you that remember what we were doing, dun, 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 we stopped right about here in making the world. Rivers, mountains, continents, continental shelf, and latitude, longitude, northern. Telling you, I would absolutely love to be able to run some music in the background, but I don't trust. I really do not trust. I really do not trust YouTube anymore. Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit today about what effect the mountain, why you put the mountains first, has. Okay. Number one, these aren't going to stay, so we're going to put them on the GM line. Okay. What we would do now is we would have the warm water currents, which show those. Cold, warm. Warm, of course, would be down here. You know, might sweep up a little bit, and then down here. Now you can make it interesting. We'll just have a quick one. Of course, up here, down here, and then it meets over. Of course, we have one on the other side of the line. Now, then you got your air current, and cold currents. So kind of continuing from the warm currents. And then they loop back around and become warm again, just like warm would become cold and cold. So it's you know, you can always do it where that little indent doesn't really get a cold. So it stays as long. Then we got the air currents. We'll go with this is a good color. Well, no. We'll go with light red. The air currents are mainly going to be moving east to west, if I remember correctly. So you're going to have, we're going to say there's a warm current that comes up here before it turns cold and drops back around. Warm air current following the ocean that comes up and then drops back down. So we got warm air currents there and there. So we go back to the token layer. We can still see it, not too bad. Now, what this means is in real life, the heavy wet air would hit these mountains and drop all the rain over here across the mountains and then drop some. This is all off of Ice Run. Same here, it would have hit This little blop right here would drop it back in weirdly. This one, the warm air would come up like this and fork. These are your storm zones. Hang on, I'll get a better thing for you to look at. These are your storm zones. So we're going to put Ironmark in here, just for the fun of it, in this area. So, we'll start with jungle first. Always start with your jungle rainforest, because, number one, it's easier. Okay. We're going to do a freehand. Jungle rainforest. So that's all right here. Of course, this is all up into tundra, so oh good, it saved us the trouble of, you know, actually doing what we told it to. So your jungle rainforest is going to be right here, all the way to the ocean. Not on here, well, because the wind's moving the wrong way. And it's too far north. So this is going to be your tropicals. So if you want to complete doing it on the map, okay, this shows us that there's not going to be much coming from over here. You fucking kidding me? So I hate fucking drawing programs. Oh, he decided to join us. Thanks. Let's try again. Alright. So, the big reason is that it's going to show why there's no real trade or anything from this side, is because it's jungle. This tip is probably jungle rainforest. Come on, catch up. There we go. Thank you for joining the party. This thing right here. So yeah, a lot of it's locked out. Because no. Because the way weather works. Send it back. Oh, now it looks different. And see, what we did was we made sure that it was underneath the rivers. Okay, interestingly enough, we're probably going to have a small bit of desert. Not much, but enough to be a pain in the ass. So we're going to give it the scrubland edging. And then use this for desert. And it's probably going to be... We're going to put it right here. It's a weird thing. And we'll go, a wizard did it. Even though what's primarily in here is some forest and then steppes. But we're going to put Ironmark in here. But there's the desert. Now if we change that to steppes, we can do this. This is mostly dry steppes. But the major rivers provide enough for there to be trade. As you can see, we're doing this really quick, really dirty. You come out of you got a little bit of steppes coming out, and hills and the like. And then the river saves everything by we get forest. Regular forest, nothing super. Let's go a little bit darker. Not that dark. Okay, yeah. So we get forest. Come on. Oh, God damn it. Pretty much for the rest of our continent. Oh, I'm hating this already. Alright. With, of course, tundra up north with blah, blah, blah. Come on, send it back. Not responding. Today is just my day. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's great. That is great. Put tundra with a weird color. Come on. Come on. I guess the map was too big for it to handle right now. And everything's just being a pain in my ass. So, Chad, I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was just confirmation of why bother. But hey, we do as we must because we can, right? Okay, now this is enough for us to transfer it to the next map. And we're going to transfer it to a new map because that'll make it easier on us. You fucking kidding me. But hey, it's all good, right? Anyway. So yeah, now that my whole system's locked up, I mean, it sounds great, don't it? Yeah, I got everything locked up here, chat. I mean, bad. We'll figure it out. We always do. It would help if I probably close some of these documents. I'm building a campaign. I'm building another campaign setting at the same time as I do this one for my gaming group. We've been doing Rise of the Rune Lords, which is high powered, but it devolves into go here and kick these guys' asses. And yeah, that can be fun, but after a while, it's like, ugh. So, you know, you get to the point where you're like, okay, you fucking kidding me? Everything's just gonna lock up today. But, you know, we go good monster, maybe I'll just keel over dead of a heart attack. So I built this. Instead of doing the top down like we're doing here, I went bottom up. But I do like I always do when I do bottom up. I'm like completely spurgalicious. I mean, right down to the type of trees there are in the valley, the type of fish, came up with new plants, came up with new berries, has berry bushes. You know, I came up with why little Susie is out there picking streptoberries in June. Because that's when they change color. Because why not? Right? And, you know, I can be like, hey, the boy says that, oh, I got the fish. And he can tell you what kind of fish, because I went through and decided what kind of fish are there. The funny thing is that stuff does eventually end up in play when you're playing more than just go here, kick the asses off these monsters, go to the next point. I'm one of those guys that likes to make sure that, you know, the players get something more. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out. So anyway, I always like to make it so that the players are a little more special than your average PC. Anybody who's played any of my games learns that really quickly, and I do it because I like players to have, you know, have a little bit of boop boop. But plus, you know, I've been playing Pragmatica. So, you know, I started doing it from the top down, from the bottom up, which is an interesting way to do it. It's just not my preferred way because I like challenging myself, and one of the ways I challenge myself is by doing things not the way I usually do them. And doing from the ground up is one way to do that. Oh yeah, I'm totally locked up here. And I know it's the there we go. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing to work. Alright, draw a line. Alright. Now, I screwed up. Because I have to send it back, I need to send the map. Change layer, map. Change layer, map. Change layer, map. Basically, all of this should be change layer, we have no idea what this is doing down here. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in. We can get it to. We'll give it a few minutes. Now we're going to right click, change layer, map. Okay, now, let's see. It's about right for a zoom in. Print screen. Oh, almost, but not quite. Come on, you can do it. It's not my computer grinding because my fans are still sitting there like they're bored. But so yeah, we've got a witch and a ranger and a barbarian. Witch, ranger, barbarian, rogue, cleric. So yeah, it's different. And standard rogue, not the Pathfinder rogue, which always surprises me. It's always wanting to play the standard rogue and not the Pathfinder Unchained rogue. Now just off the boot to the blank white space. 52 by 38. 52 by 38. That's how big that image is. (52 by 38, boys and girls. That's how big that image is. 52 by 38. Come on. Come on. 52 hexes by 38 hexes means it's pretty big. Yeah, we'll let speed come back up. (52) 38. 80 miles. Oh, there it is. Come on. Come here. Having a long day. That's okay. Just keep the temper and roll, right? See if it will show us our lucky break. Of course not. How about that? We're just rebooting everything. See, I can stream Pragmata at, 4K. I can't get it to do this. What's that? You want me to stream Pragmata in 4K for you? Sure, I can do that. With max settings? Oh, absolutely, sir. Would you like her to wear the bunny costume? Fuck me running. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we're gonna deal with how, everything works. I apologize, chat, if I'm not really with it today. It's just been the culmination of this month, which is pretty much, would you like your ass fucking with or without lube? We here at the IRS and many other state and government organizations can help you achieve your goal of total rectal domination. That's pretty much been my week. Well, been my month. Court case where the opposing lawyer shows up, dropping shit all over the floor and not aware of anything, and the judge is like, "Oh, I'll give you an extra 60 days to get your shit together." But if I did that, I would get a stern lecture from the judge about, not being a fucking retard. Man, fuck that hospital. Fuck that guy. Fuck that. Fuck everybody involved. Because, hey. The IRS going, "Hey, we lost your 2022 tax return, so you have to figure it out." It's like, wait, what? So now apparently I've got my 2022 tax returns to deal with. Close enough for government work. See, well, we nicely got that hexed up. Now, 80 miles means your average kingdom is only 2 to 4. Is only 2 to 4 hexes. One of the things I disliked about Greyhawk is I got the Greyhawk set when it was a folder, like 82 or 83. I'm not claiming to be some guy that started gaming with everybody in 1970. In 1952, I used a time machine to play with Gary in high school. Shut the fuck up. I don't know about you, but I'm so tired of hearing those guys. But, the music is back on, of course it is. But, and for those of you who don't know, the hospital did their damnedest to kill me, hid me from my wife and kids, and then transferred me to another hospital telling them I was ready for organ harvest. So, I'm just a little pissy about that hospital. I mean, nothing says I want to pay my bill like having you try to organ harvest me. Let's close this. And we are definitely having some technical difficulties today. Huh. Get a lot of stuff out of memory here. Yeah, it's starting to move faster and faster. It's funny, a lot of people don't know that after a while of just sitting on your desktop, a Windows Explorer window will start pulling down more and more of your resources for just no apparent fucking reason. But, anyway. Check OBS. Alrighty then, everything still looks good. Wow. Okay, I will be... Oh, I guess I won't have to try it. Okay. So we got a pretty good setup here. Now, this is the part where I can be super boring. Okay, so the problem with Greyhawk is it was all tagged out. Everything was claimed by somebody to the point where it really felt like anything the adventurers do was going to be absorbed. And the funny thing is you can say I'm wrong, you can say I'm wrong, but every single module produced by TSR for the Greyhawk setting, or even remotely related to it, had no repercussions. White Plume Mountain was a job application, not an actual module. And I don't know, it just always rubbed me wrong. Greyhawk rubbed me wrong. I like Forgotten Realms a little bit better until they completely released a source book for every single section of the map, including the parts that they promised they wouldn't. That's what really pissed me off. Is if you have the old gray box and you look in the booklet, there's like the Spider Haunt Marshes and two other places that they swore up and down they would not they would not release published works on there to allow DMs all over to have three spots where whatever they did was perfectly acceptable. And what happened with 3.0? They let fucking dingle hopper dipshits fill it in. And I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the ghost of Mike Merles himself. But nah, fuck that. They lied. They lied, and I'm not supposed to get pissy about it. But, see, at 80 miles, I mean, back in the day, a 500-mile wide kingdom was pretty huge. You know, we're not going for the empires that you see that are, like, you know. Yeah, anyway, I'm babbling. I always fucking do when I do these things. Oh yeah. You know what I forgot? Forgot to turn something on. Toggle. Yeah, everybody's in a shoot today. No, it's not true. It's just me. Anyway, like right here, we put it right there. We just keep climbing the coast like that. No, that's gonna screw with me. So anyway, we have our shoreline, we have everything else. Yeah, it's frozen up on me again. I didn't want it there. I wanted it up here, thank you. Anyway, now we've got our shoreline, and the Kingdom of Mark is going to be right in this area. They've logged a lot of the forest into plains. Up here, you've got the 80 miles of brush and steppes and everything before it turns to a desert. And then you got the hilly steppes of the interior that eventually come down to forest and then jungle. So we can't bottom this one out, so we will continue the rivers. Thank you for that. See, it's just giving me a wonderful time today. Yeah, today's complaining stream. I was supposed to do this last night, but I was so exhausted. I had a weird thing all week where I couldn't stay awake, no matter what I did. Well, I was like, yep, you needed sleep. I was like, I slept for 12 hours. And she went, well, that's because you needed sleep. Duh. But, there. But, anyway. Now, I like the idea of the kingdom. There was a collapse. Well, we're going to do it. There's going to be the 3 collapses. But we're not going to do immediate. Well, actually, we are going to do a meteor hit because that'll be funny. But we're going to add additional races because I can. They're going to be optional races. But we're going to do some funny stuff. Yes, there was I don't know. Yeah, we'll work back. I wanted 3 disasters. One of the disasters I thought about was one of the 3 moons is not a moon. It's actually a spaceship covered in ice. And I figured about, so it looks like a comet. Well, just orbiting, so it just sits there because all the ice trail was already melted away. But at one time, it opened up with its mass driver cannons and eliminated the larger of the native species. And then while the whole thing was in upheaval, because let's face it, if you shoot at something in the ocean with a mass driver with the caliber measured in meters, that isn't hitting water, that's hitting land. Doesn't matter if the water's in the way. The water isn't in the way. And the gods spent a lot of their effort keeping the kelp beds from dying and keeping, so that everybody didn't die of oxygen deprivation. And instead of the 1,000 years of darkness, just have the 30, 40 years where the temperature drops. The year with no winter. Like what happened when the ocean chewed its way into Krakatoa, and Krakatoa went off to the point where they heard that shit in London. And then everybody had a cold winter and no summer. You do that for a couple times, and you're a warm-blooded species like the Yonti. They pretty much lose it. They're pretty much gone. They have now lost the evolutionary arms race. You are not dead. Thank you. Try again. I was thinking of doing that because it's funny. Where did the humans come from? Well, we'll make that ship 150 miles long, like the Warden. And where'd the humans come from? From the fucking ship. Or Johnny come latelys. I figured we could make a whole different tale. And I was like, I'm going to be honest. I write fiction, and I know that most people, if they want to hear about too much details in the ancient kingdoms, they'll come up with it themselves. Sure, it's fun to read. I like Forgotten Realms, but its history is fucking retarded. Actually, it's more recent history is even more retarded. Ed Greenwood at least did a halfway decent job, but Wizards of the Coast, starting with before Wizards of the Coast, the Time of Troubles. The Time of Troubles was novel and okay and kind of funny and kind of fun. We didn't really know what was going on. We were playing our own characters, and we caught Cyric, and we put him in a burlap sack and cast Enlarge on the... was it Enlarge? Anyway, we cast something on the Paladin, and he beat Cyric to death against the wall of a church. While he was in a burlap bag. And they buried him in several holes, because fuck that dude. I guess you had to play the Time of Troubles to really get it. And we hated Mister, but we couldn't catch her and eliminate her because the DM realized we weren't playing the same game he was. He was playing, oh no, the Forgotten Realms is in dire trouble. Only the players can save it and get these heroes to be the new gods. And we were like, why am I helping them be the new gods when I can be the new god? And he was like, that's not what we were doing. And we're like, well, that's the game we were playing. You ruin everything. Like, I DM for you. But anyway, that's just stupid. That's just stuff from the old days nobody gives a shit about. But anyway, I thought it'd be funny to have all the mass drivers and then be like, oh yeah, the ancient kingdoms collapsed because of this, that, and the other thing. And I realized most you couldn't give a shit less. You really couldn't. But I'll probably design it because that's what we're doing with this. And I'll just get to feel like I'm wasting my time. But you guys will be nice about it. You'll be like, no, totally, you aren't listening. You aren't wasting your time. I'll totally pay attention to your, and thus it came to pass crap. Because you're polite. You're polite little boys and girls. I ain't come up with a But anyway, I mean, let's face it, yeah, it would be funny. The whole, yeah, that spaceship up there fucked everybody over. Yeah, 500 Mile Kingdom is France. Yeah, you get to see the NPCs do cool things. Yeah, yeah. Well, you get to be there when Cyric ascends. Why? Okay, he'd be dead if it wasn't for me, so I'm just going to cut out the middleman. And then TSR went on to show that Cyric didn't deserve to be the god of black ants. Cyric was a terrible god of evil. He was stupid, vain, and petty, and more than just evil. He wasn't even evil. He was just stupid. He was just an idiot. And Mystra was a moron. And I hated Mystra, Kellamvor, and Cyric because they were smart people written by midwits. At least that's how it felt to me. Anyway, yeah, 500 Mile Kingdom is France. And we could easily make Ironmark the size of it. If you took the peninsula of Italy and wrote it up as a D&D campaign, everybody would say it's too unbelievable. Because Italy, what's that called? The Iberian Peninsula? Whatever the hell it was called, was just I mean, you look into its history and you're like, yep. Those are a bunch of argumentative dudes. But, yeah. I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it would be, I mean, check it out. But, we could, there's Ironmark. And, having more than one kingdom, I have found that people in Forgotten Realms play either in Coromir or in Waterdeep, and very little in between. Maybe the Dales, maybe Flan, if they know where Flan's at, but mostly Coromir or Waterdeep. And the rest might as well just be a 5-minute vignette of what happens. Greyhawk, the modules, I guess. People, Galarian's a little different, I guess, because they put out the adventure paths and they actually fleshed out the areas. I had Waterdeep in the north. God, I bought everything when it came out for Forgotten Realms, but I was busy back then. And we don't want to make it so that PCs are overshined before they ever roll a die, which, that was the problem with Forgotten Realms. It was the PCs were overshadowed before they ever showed up, and it pissed players off. Well, why can't I do this? Well, because Elminster and Hallister need to, I don't even know who those guys are, and they sound gay. Is a legit complaint. Because why do I have to give a damn about some guy with the crappy name of Hallister and what his buddy with the worst name of Elminster decided? Of course, Forgotten Realms also had the problem with, why do I have to do any of this? This sounds like some shit Toaster and the Spinster need and El Spinster need to get up to. That's Elminster and Hallister. I don't care. But anyway, so we'll make Ironmark and we'll make it where it's we'll put a few surviving kingdoms here. We'll put one north of Ironmark. We'll put one. Well, that jungle's a hell of a barrier. When you're designing terrain, you gotta look at how it barriers. Cutting your way through jungle is a bitch. I was in Panama for a couple of weeks, and that was no fun. And the jungle there made everything terrible. I mean, it made everything terrible. So yeah. Well, let me put this down here, make it interesting. But so it's doubtful there's going to be. Mostly you're going to have city-states here, which are great. City-states are great for playing because you get all the advantages of the kingdom and none of the annoying parts. But they also need heroes because they can't amass huge armies not like the kingdoms can. Okay, on that, we're going to take a 15-minute break.
Down at Ironmark Farm, a storm came off the bog. Green teeth at the gate and mud on every log. But Hetty at the porch rail with a broom and iron pan said, if you want my yard, boys, come take it if you can. Her son had a splitting maul, her daughter had a pole. The goblins came in snarling for the hens and beetroot row. They leapt up through the nettles, they clambered at the stairs. But Hetty raised a lantern and laughed right in their ears. Then the young girls in the started singing clear and high through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole old beams replied, and every gobbling footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, drive them from the yard. For the mark, strike them hard, strike hard. Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. For the mark, let the cowards run and hide. The first one slipped on turnip peel, the second caught the rake. The third met son and daughter and learned what iron makes. They tumbled through the mud bank like sacks in a threshing round. And the girls inside kept singing till even the rafters rang out proud. Then the young girls in the house started singing clear and high through the shuttered window panes like sparks against the sky. Hold fast, the whole old beams replied, and every goblin footstep lost its nerve outside. For the mark, drive them from the yard. For the mark, strike them hard, strike hard. Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. For the mark, let the cowards run and hide. By dawn the lane was empty, the crows went back to sleep. The broken pots lay shining where the goblin boots did creep. Then the teenage girl took saddle with her hair still pinned in braids and rode hard to the village green through morning's cold gray haze. To arms, for the mark, to arms, strike them hard, Hetty on the porch and the children at her side. To arms, for the mark shouted wide. sunless straw tonight! Hey, hey! He woke at dawn in feathers and pride, tiny helm on a comb so wide, he sharpened the beak on a butter knife, swore by the grain he'd guard this life. A hen looked up and rolled her eyes, said, "Show him, sir, and make him wise." He dug one claw in the coop yard dirt, then flared his wings like a battle shirt. Hear the clatter at the fence, boots and hooves and bad intent. He puffed up tall, all chest and fire, then screamed, "Nobody steals from my empire!" Keep out the coop, keep out the coop. Cluck, cluck, boom. Hey, hey, keep out the coop, keep out the coop, or face my boot. Hey, hey. Three fox lads came with quins to sly. One had a spoon and one had pie. The rooster knight spun his little lance, caught one jaw in a chicken dance. Shield went bang on a wooden pail. He slipped in mud, but he never failed. One fox lunged, got a face full of straw. He crowed so hard the whole yard shook raw. Hear that clatter at the fence, boots and hooves and bad intent. He puffed up tall, all chest and fire, then screamed, "Nobody steals from my empire!" Keep out the coop, keep out the coop. Cluck, cluck, boom. Hey, hey, keep out the coop, keep out the coop, or face my boot. Late by the moon, the foxes fled. One lost a shoe, one lost his head. The hens all bowed to the feathered lord. He drank warm corn like a king at war. Then one small peck and one last glare. He said, "Try again if you dare." Hey, hey. Ah! Keep out the coop, keep out the coop. Cluck, cluck, boom. Hey, hey, keep out the coop, keep out the coop. Our night broke through. Keep out the coop, keep out the coop. Crow loud, break loose. Hey, hey.
And we're back live. Hooray! Almost forgot to unmute my mic. Anyway, like I said, we're doing this top down now. Ironmark is going to have their gods, and we're going to give some gods to the desert dwellers. And that may not look big, but that's 80. That's 320 miles wide and about 1,000 miles up and down. That is a respectable desert, bordered by 80 miles of scrubland on one side, 80 to 200 miles on the other side before you hit a river. So it's an appreciable size for what we're doing. So we can put tribes in there. Why do they stay in the desert? I don't know. Deserts hide good secrets. That was one thing that Edgar Greenwood did, was he had Ironmark, which is the desert in the northern center of the Forgotten Realms campaign. He had Ironmark hold buried secrets. Because that is the buried secrets are the basis of your campaign. That's what I feel a lot of game designers alike have forgotten. Number one, the ruins have to have some logical reason to be there. In 2E, and well, in 1E, it was evil is a significant force that creates these dungeons. As they're pushing against reality, it creates dungeons. And the deeper you go, the more deeper into chaos and evil you journey. And then, in a way, if you go down far enough, you're actually in the border between chaos and evil that extends quite far into there. So I always thought that was interesting. Thought that was an interesting thing. So you guys can hear me, right? I hope we can, because this is embarrassing if you can't. But anyway, the whole thing is we're going to have to do a lot of work, which is fine. You know, that's what we're here for. I always thought that was because that way we know what's going on. And if you're gonna hear me for a second, that's me checking to see if it's working. Now, so you got the desert border. I have a lot of these. I have a lot. Okay, when you go to Roll20 to make your stuff and you sign in, don't think you're getting the amount of tokens I have. All right. I got more. What's that line? I got more tokens than your mom's got John's. For a while I've always been poor, so to me, spending $6 on tokens was a special treat for the month. It was pretty much me spending my allowance because, you know, that's the way life is. So I have been a member of Roll20 for over a decade. So that's, you know, dozens of packs of tokens and maps and stuff. Anyway, where was we? Oh yeah, we're going to develop Ironmark. Oh great, I grabbed the wrong one and it twisted it. But we're going to develop Ironmark. See, these gold lines are right now just for us. But we're going to develop Ironmark. And it'll be interesting is to put some orcs up there. Yeah, it's just orcs always, yeah. Put some orcs up there. Maybe they don't leave the desert because their over farming practices caused it to become a desert. Just once, I'd like to see a more mundane reason for the crash that destroyed all the empires. You know, over farming, overuse of goats and other split upper-lipped animals that tore the vegetation out by the roots, followed by a really harsh winter and a really cold summer where the snowpack didn't melt. And now the orcs don't have a home because they were stupid with their farming practices. Yeah, be the change you want to see, and make it yourself. So we can do that, and now they stay there because that's their hereditary land. Maybe they go, which that would give them a reason to raid along this edge. And they raid along this edge because they can and because they want to. And of course, you might find them out here. Give us a reason to have stuff out here. We've got plenty of room for dwarves. And see, this is where the top down, if I stuck with it, would help. We have the ancient races, the Yonti, the reptilians, you know, serpent folk, and lizard men, and kobolds, and dragons, and then the elves. And, well, I'd like to make the dwarves a little bit more of a, like Galarian did, make them a little more active, make it so they're actually having children. Flint Fireforge in Dragonlance has seen exactly one female dwarf in his entire life. That's kind of sad. Bruno Battlehammer, I think, hasn't seen that many women either. In my home settings, I usually have dwarves that are outside, or outcasts, or just adventurers. And that's the other thing people forget. Adventurers are outcasts. I mean, they're they're kind of next to the bottom rung of society in most games. An elf who's an adventurer is an outcast. He's an elf who left the Heim, and no elf wants to deal with some dipshit who left the Heim. I mean, what is he? Is he retarded? Is he in league with the forces of evil? Does he secretly want to eat my children? You know, and elves don't like change. Elves don't like somebody coming up and going, "Yes, I left the Heim because I was bored with eternity." They're gonna be like, "Get away from me and my daughter." Although I have to say, you know, that picture from Pathfinder is fucking banging. That halfling giving a bouquet to the elven girl, and her older brother or her father just busting up. Cause, wow, man, knowing you're out of your fucking league. I gotta admire the halfling though. Gotta admire the halfling. He knows what he wants and he went after it. But so, you know, I think you know what, fuck it. It's not like I'm trying to get this for sale. We're gonna use the mass driver shots. So the warden showed up, you know, covered in ice, and was dormant for a long time. And then its computers kicked on for a little bit, and it identified threatening to colonist indigenous species, so it just started raining down mass driver shots. You know, the drow got absolutely gutter stomped because, you know, radiation and underground facilities. Yep, mass driver shot. So, you know, and that was the end of the serpents. And yeah, we're gonna do that. Well, we'll make it more than 3,000 years. We'll make it 5,000 just for fun. Interesting things, there are claims that some of the ruins here on Earth are actually 30,000 years old, because apparently 30,000 years old, Earth ran face first into a meteor swarm and pretty much wiped everybody out, except for, I think it was like 30,000 humans in one valley, which, you know, is kind of interesting. But what was I? Oh, well, I should be writing all this down, but so, and then we got our next catastrophe. Well, then the ship landed. During these storms landed humans, you know, all pumped full of adaption. That's where you get orcs, and we're gonna say dwarves already existed. Blah blah blah. They just were forced out. One conceit that has always bothered me ever since I took geology in the 7th grade is that the idea that one dwarf hold has access to all the minerals in the world. That's not how it works. Dwarf hold A would have tin and some other metals. Dwarf hold B would have iron and some other metals and gems. Dwarf hold C would have copper. And it might be easier to just get copper or iron off of random spots in the ground. I mean, Earth, copper was a little difficult to get to, but fuck, iron was everywhere. I mean, if you see red banded hills, red rocks, there's a good chance they got iron. So we actually skipped the bronze variants and went straight into iron. So it could be easier. It could be that the dwarves, you know, they had their fortresses in the cliffs and the like, so that they could mine the easy-to-grab copper and iron until the mass driver shots, where they went and hid inside their fortresses because, oh my god, did it drive everybody crazy. You know, the Sahagin and the Aboleth in the continental shelves, which go for a ways. Well, they were doing good right up until the mass driver shots, because when you shoot a mass driver at the ocean, you're hitting the land. You don't care, you're hitting land. Alright, we're going to try F5, see if that helps. See if reloading this helps a little. Yeah, something barking up my resources. Let's see what it is. Who's eating up my 33% of my memory? frickin' Firefox. I have 128 gigs of memory. Firefox over here eating 72 for no reason. What else is eating up? OBS, of course. But I'm using OBS to fucking stream. Huh. But, bing. Let's just reboot Firefox. Not Firefox, let's just reboot, Edge. Yeah, I mean, anyway, so that was the first round. And out came the humans, and we're going to have, I am going to add mice girls, rat folk, cat folk, dog folk, and Uma, because why not? We'll just throw everything in this. Because we can. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares, Roger. Yeah, Firefox is really fucking with us. So we're going to close it and reopen it. Oh, wow. But, anyway. I wonder how much of it is AVG, because AVG has really been messing with me ever since I installed it, and I'm sorry that I did. But, yep, because I hit refresh on Ironmark, and it crashed it. Isn't that good? You know what? Usually I would stream a lot more, but today it's just a hell of a day. So I will see you guys on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Maybe I'll have had a better day. And we'll work on the history, since we got Ironmark now. And I'll figure out a way to make it so that well, I got a plan, but you'll see. It's a dumb one, but I got a plan. But anyway, tomorrow we will we'll give it all a shot. We'll see if my plan works. So I'll show you how it's done. A lot of what I'm doing is also showing you how to use Roll20 for stuff. Eventually we're going to get into stuff like multi-face tokens, making monsters, so anyway, I hope everybody has a really good day. And I hope your week goes, if I don't see you before, Thursday, I hope your week goes really good. And keep faith.
When June unfastens the green hill gate, we run to the bramble and laugh too late. Blue hands stained by the sweetest stain, bare feet dashing through warm rain. We fill our pails by the hedgerow sea, red beets shining like a harvest dream. Mother calls from the linen time. But the creek says wait, and the reeds lean near. Every small brown face turns bright